Gilbert.
Yes.
Yeah. Now we're working. All right. Gilbert, welcome back. I know last time you were in the building, a little bit of a heartbreak. Give me the feel now, being back here and ready for another fight week.
Feel good. I think I feel very good. It happens, and then the lessons that I learned was priceless. I learned so much. I'm grateful for what happened because I had to dig deep so much to understand why I was too emotional and I did, and then I got good answers that I think if it didn't happen, I would have those answers. So yeah, I just see on a good way. I'm grateful for what happened, and I'm grateful for those losses. Those losses always gonna walk with me and make me a better person and a better fighter. So yeah, I'm grateful.
Yeah. I know you would never make excuses or anything like that, but you touched on it, the emotion. It was such an emotional fight for both you guys. But is there a way to work past that? I mean, do you think that contributed to the performance at all that night? Did it make it more difficult?
Like you said, no excuse. I think I came very aggressive. That was on my game plan. I think we thought that gonna make him wrestle if I come as aggressiveness, very very aggressive. I thought that gonna make him wrestle me, and then I was ready to counter those wrestlings with the jiu-jitsu, with the couple submissions I had we working a lot of tricks to counter the wrestling. So I want him to wrestle, but as soon as I touched him very hard and I look at his eyes and I saw his eyes was kind of rolling, I said, okay, now I'm going for the finish. And it didn't went my way. I think for sure the emotional, the way I went too angry, it didn't play as good as I thought. But in the same way, Kamaru is a great champion. He adjusted very well, and I was very impressed with his performance. And I think I make a lot of mistakes, and he was able to adjust and take the bet off my mistakes, and I already move on. It took me a couple of weeks to move on to that, but I already move on, and he's been evolving so much. I think after that he fought a great fight against Jorge Masvidal, and then he shows like how good he is, and I'm here to do the same. I move on, and I'm facing one of the more dangerous striker in the division, and I'm excited about it.
I was going to say, I mean, in your return fight, obviously they showed that they still think of you as a top contender by giving you Wonder Boy. What did you think when they gave you that as the matchup?
Anyone, if you can't personally, I know they're never going to say that in the media, but if you personally ask Sean Shelby, never turned down a fight, it's not going to be the first time. And to be honest, I talked to Ali, my manager. We sat down, talked to the coach, and the dream's still there, still alive. I still want to be the champion. That's my main goal. And we see how many fights I should have to get a title shot. But that is a question that no one can answer. It should nowadays all about a performance. If you go out there, we see couple guys, 10-fight win streak, 7-fight win streak, they don't get a title shot. Why? Because of the performance, it didn't make a good case. So, and then I say I want to get the title again. I want to get to the title shot. I want to win that title. That's my main goal. And then, okay, let's get the top guys in the division. And then I asked for the number 1. He said no. I asked number 3. They say no. So who's next? Number 4, 5. And then that's how we break down the fight. And they offered me a Wonder Boy, and I said yes right away. And there's the fight to make, and I think stylistic too is a great matchup, and me and Wonder Boy, we're on the same path. We fought for the title. We both get a little taste of that title, but we still want to be the champion. So yeah, that's a great fight.
Nice. Last thing for me, you talk about stylistically what he brings to the table. Is preparing for him maybe more difficult than anybody else in the division because his style is so unique?
Yeah, was very. And put the right word, was challenging to get a guy, because my thing is I don't want just a guy that's gonna be a little karate, right? I don't want a guy I want a guy that's gonna be able to do the style, but at the same time, give me the concepts. I'm like me in jiu-jitsu. I saw a couple guys in jiu-jitsu, they're very good, but sometimes I make, hey, how do you do that? The guy don't even know. I don't want that kind of guy. I want a guy that that can do the style, know the concepts, know what he's doing. Then it was hard to get that guy until I was in the Bellator fight. One of my guys, Adam Borks, he fought over there, and I saw John McCartney was there, and then he said, "Oh, you fighting Wonder Boy? Who you gonna bring?" He said, "Man, I don't know. I'm thinking," and he was the one that gave me, "You should bring Raymond Daniels," and then I said, "Oh yeah," but he's a lot of spin. He said, "No, Raymond Daniels is gonna be the guy," and then he said the words that I was looking. He's not gonna. Believe me, he's not gonna mimic the style, but he's gonna give all the concepts. I say, okay, that's the guy. And then I started making the contacts, and then he was there over the month training with me. I brought another karate too, and that was the challenging. Find the right guy, and thank God I find Raymond Daniels. He was the guy to help me getting prepared for this fight. And we put hours and hours in work, twice a day, every day was me and Raymond drilling, training, sparring, freaking danger spar with that guy. And I think he got me ready for this fight for sure. All my teammates the same for MMA, but yeah, that was the challenging thing on that preparation.
We're right here on the outside. Leading into your last fight, I think a lot of the narrative was you preparing to fight a teammate, and I think all of the questions were about that. This time you are fighting someone who is very much beloved by the fans. Is it at all mentally freeing not having to prepare someone that you have trained so much with in the past, like you did against Kamaru?
Every fight's different. So that fight, I knew the game very well, but Kamaru wasn't training with us anymore. And he being involved so much. I thought he was not going to evolve as much, but he did. It was a hard preparation, but I prepared a little bit more for the scrambles on the wrestling or the grappling, trying to be very aggressive on the stand-up, forcing him to the grappling aspect to wrestle me. But I thought my preparation was perfect. I prepared very well for Kumar. It was a little bit more mentally that I got very emotional, I think, because of the history that we have. But now preparing to a guy that I don't know, but on the same time I don't have training partners at the gym that do the same style. Which every preparation is challenging. If you want to become a champion and be the best, sometimes you gotta go out of the book, out of the charts, and look for a good sparring and study and watch the tapes. And I think every camp is hard. If you really want to perform at your best, you gotta work hard on every single one. And every single one is going to be different.
Were you surprised that they offered Wonder Boy for this fight? Stephen Thompson has said he thought he should have been next to the title, and then when Kamaru fought Jorge, they booked you guys. Were you surprised that you didn't get anyone else in that top 5 before they fell to number 6?
As soon as I lost the title shot, I know it's going to be. To be honest, the first title shot I don't think is as hard, but the second title shot is harder. So I know I had a long way, so I was taking everyone in the top 5. If one of the top 5 was available, I was looking for number 6, 7, 8. Can you guys hear me? Oh, I won the Kobe fight so much. That was the fight that I wanted, but a lot of things changed, and I was fighting for the title. So I was into the next one. The next one was Wonder Boy. I was in. Yeah, as soon as they offered, I said yes, and we got it.
Gilbert over here. Gilbert, last year you made the decision, you could have stayed busy, but you said you were going to wait. You knew you had the number 1 contender spot, so you waited for Kamaru. Leon Edwards, he's on a great run, but it seems like he might be stuck. Will Kamaru pick Colby? Will he go another direction? In your opinion, what should he do? Do you feel like he should wait for a title shot maybe, or do you think stay busy?
I don't know. He does whatever he wants. I think to be honest, I was cheering for him. I want him to finish Nate Diaz and get a title shot. So then I will fight Kobe. That was what I wanted. But as soon as he won on a decision that I know was in a big case, I knew Kobe was going to fight next, and I don't know what he should do. He got to talk to his manager and make a good decision. But I think if you're staying busy, if you're fighting, the fans are behind you, the media and everything. If it was me, I don't know. It's hard to say because he's not the next next is Kobe. So I don't know. He's a tough position, But I think if you're young, if you're in your prime, I think he should be fighting, But I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know what his plans. I don't know.
I know you're focused on Steven, but do you feel like if you get a victory on Saturday that Leon might be somebody you would want to be
Maybe yeah. I don't know. I think first of all, I'm just focused on that guy. He's a very tough opponent, and I'm not looking past to him, so I have no idea who I'm fighting after that fight. So we focus on that fight first, and after that we'll see. But like I said, I'm not gonna say no. If they offer me Leo, anyone that they offer me for sure, if he's on the top 5, top 8, it makes sense. I will fight. I would say no if they offer me freaking, I don't know, Joan Hernandez. I say, or I'm gonna fight that guy, But for sure, if it's the guy that makes sense, I'm gonna fight.
Thank you.
Gilbert, to your left over here. How beneficial has it been for you getting to work at the Institute of Human Performance?
Yeah, man. The Institute of Human Performance, IAGP, they put in my cardio on a different level. I always thought I was great on cardio, great physically, especially at 55. But I was cutting so much weight that we decided to go to 170, and I didn't feel as much that transition because I was already a big 55. I was kind of cheating at 55. I was just making weight, but I was never even 170 at that time. So they helped me so much going up in the division. And then after I let the UFC know, UFC very quickly asked me for short notice. I took it. So yeah, they been a great part of my preparation, on my camp, on my career. I think we're working over, I would say 4 years. I think that we've been working together. They're doing an amazing job, and yeah, they've been a great team, helping me out to get better. Yeah.
And just speaking of your cardio right there, after seeing Nate and Leon fight in a non-title, non-co-main, 5-rounder, were you kind of hoping to maybe have that with Steven here?
Yeah, every time I want to do 5 rounds. I don't want to do 3 rounds anymore. But it was a huge opportunity to be co-main event on Conor McGregor with the fans, open arena. So yeah, I'd say yes, but I would like to fight 5 rounds every time. Even if you, I don't know, I think even if you rank it, you gotta do 5 rounds. If you think on becoming a champion, you gotta do 5 rounds. And then not just main event. I don't know. I think for sure we gotta get compensated for that. But yeah, I would like to do 5 rounds again.
And you mentioned the fans right there. How exciting is that for you to get this full crowd back?
Yeah, super excited. Family's gonna be in town. A lot of friends, and I never fought in Conor McGregor card. I watched a couple of his fights live, and yeah, I'm excited to the loud arena.
Best of luck, Gilbert. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gilbert, you mentioned Conor McGregor in the main event. How do you actually see it playing out, this third fight between the two?
I don't know. It's gonna be a tough one. The question is even is the same question when I was training with Vitor Belfort in the beginning. Which Vitor is gonna show up? That was the question, right? When Vitor was fighting, and that's the same question with Conor. Which Conor gonna show up? That's the question. But I don't know. I like both guys. I'm Brazilian, live in Florida. Dustin Poirier right there. I like Dustin's style a lot. I like Conor too. People hate a lot on Conor, but I like the way he fights. I don't know. It's going to be a good one. I'm going to be watching.
Gilbert, over here on your left. I got to ask you, Nate Diaz had some comments on your performances against Hooker and Usman, even going as far to call you an amateur. Is that still a fight that interests you?
For sure. Easy fight, easy money. For sure, I will fight Nate any day of the week. And not on my plans right now. I don't think he deserves to fight me right now. I'm number 2 in the world right now. But he's a big fight. He brings a lot of eyes, a lot of fans. Why not? And he just come from 2 losses, and then the 2 losses that they have, those 2 guys lost to the guy that beat me. Those 2 losses, who was the Masvidal and Leon Edwards, Kamaru beat both, and then I lost to Kamaru, so it's not much he can say about it. I kind of try to keep a respect to all these OG guys in the UFC, but at the end of the day, you guys got so many losses that I'll fight him for sure, but I'm not chasing that fight, you know, chasing the belt.
And last one from me. It seems like a lot of people online are speculating that your path to victory is by way of your grappling. As someone who's proven to be an elite striker, do you have a preference of where this fight takes place, whether that be on the feet or on the ground?
Against Wonder Boy, yeah, for sure. I think the path to win is to get close to him, you know, and that's a hard thing to do already. But for sure, I see me having an advantage against anyone if the fight goes to the ground. No, anyone in that division. If the fight goes to the ground, I think that's where I get a lot of high advantage against anyone. But I show that I got power, that I got heart. So yeah, I just gotta be a little bit more disciplined against Steven Wonderboy, and I think if I follow the strategy, if I do the things that I execute in training, if I execute on the fight, I think I'm gonna be the winner.
Thanks, Gilbert.
You're welcome. Good. Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah.
One more? Yeah.
Gilbert, I got a question for you on the. Could you kind of expand a little bit more on just how fun it is to be on a Conor McGregor fight card, and also this is the first UFC main card back in the fight capital of the world with a sold-out T-Mobile Arena. I wonder if you could just expand on why is it so fun to be on a McGregor fight card? What's the impressions of being back in here with a full house in the fight capital of the world in Vegas?
I don't know. We're gonna find out Saturday. I don't know yet, but I think the eyes that he brings is something different. I think a lot of like me and most of the guys we know as big star at corner, but with the eyes that he brings, you know, being a common event, I think there's gonna be a lot of eyes on that card. That's why, and they ask you for sure, say yes for sure. I want to 5 rounds. I want a main event, but the eyes that Conor brings, for sure, I want to be in the co-main. Very excited for that, and the open arena is gonna be different because it was being the new normal for me. The empty arena. I was the first one. Then in Brazil, then Tyron Woodley, then Kamaru Usman, all with no crowns. Now with the crowns, I think it's gonna even feel weird, but I'm excited for that, and it's a privilege to be on the big card back in Vegas. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. I'm excited to be on it.
And one more, the Nevada Athletic Commission no longer bans, I don't know if you smoke pot or not, but it's no longer illegal. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I don't smoke. I don't use drugs. So on the same way, I have a lot of friends that you adult, you do whatever you want to do. I'm not here to judge, but what did the commission did? They allow now, they don't allow. What was the question again?
Yeah, it's no longer a banned substance.
That's okay. That's not gonna make no difference for me, but I don't know. If I think it's a good thing for the guys who smoke, but nothing against. I don't know. You do whatever you want, you know. Yeah. Thank you guys.
Yo.
Tai, welcome back. 2-fight win streak. Great, great performance last time out. How much better does it feel to come talk to us on this after going through those kind of setbacks?
Pumped to be back. Good to see that America's open and everyone's out and about. Hello, everyone. Good to see everyone back. So, yeah, I'm ready to fight for the fans.
Nice. I know I was talking about fighting for the fans. I know you don't get too caught up in the semantics of things, but this is a big card, right? Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, full T-Mobile Arena. Does that excite you and bring things to a different level for you?
Hell yeah, you know that. It's game time now. Good to hear people again. Fuck, I could just hear myself breathing in the last fights. So it'd be good. I'm excited, man. I'm ready.
Probably won't have to struggle to find anybody to do a shoey with after, right?
Nah, better not be. Better not be.
What'd you think of when they gave you this matchup? Had you been watching Greg's career and his development? Did you know much about him?
Nah, not really. Like I know he's in the heavyweight division and whatnot. I saw him fight Brendan Sassoli. Oh, not Brendan Sassoli. And that was pretty much all I really knew. And I heard that he fought and he played in the NFL and that. So great achievement. Like, what an athlete, you know what I mean? To be able to represent yourself in the NFL and the UFC, it's a great achievement. But now he's talking about breaking my face and whatnot. But we'll see about that.
Have you watched much tape or tried to break down his game at all? Obviously you said he's a big, strong guy that played in the NFL. He's going to be a great athlete, but do you watch technique or anything?
Not really. He's big and strong. I'm fat and strong. It's all good.
Fair enough. And camp this time, did you do camp in Dubai again, or was it Australia?
Nah, I went back home. Obviously, my son's back home and all this lockdown and stuff, so I was in Dubai, and then this time I went back home. So I've done this camp at home. As good as it can be, you know what I mean? I had to fly Junior Tuffer down, one of Justin Tuffer's little brother. So we've been training stand up with each other. Last couple of weeks, been down in the car park. So it's kind of really just taking it back to the streets, you know what I mean? And it makes me feel good. I feel good. I'm fit. I've been prepping. I've been training down at Rob's gym twice a week, doing some wrestling with Jaden. Man, I've just crossed my T's and dotted my I's and ready to bang on with this fella.
So from the luxuries of Dubai to a car park, that's any different?
I don't forget where I'm from, bro. I'm all right. I'm sweet with that.
Nice. Lastly for you, you said it, two big, strong guys, both of you heavy-handed knockout artists. Is that kind of, we know what to expect here? This is two guys that are going to
It's what we fight, isn't it? It's why we fight. It's why I fight. I fight for this shit. And, yeah, let's do it. I ain't backing out. That's for sure. I never have before, and I ain't gonna now.
Tai, is it the plan going forward now that America's open to get back to AKA and train there?
That's the plan. I've decided that I'm gonna do my camps not in Australia anymore. There's nothing really there for me to reach that next level.
What was it like to make that decision, to know that you're going to have to spend time away from home to really commit to this and make a career, a strong path out of this?
It's nothing, like, I committed to it before this COVID, so this has just been all just bullshit in between, you know what I mean? So hopefully, the only thing that's really stopping me is this quarantine back home. I can't send my son over here or send him back and put my son in a room for 2 weeks. I just think I might as well send him to jail.
Is it true that Daniel Cormier tried to organise a fight between you and Justin Willis when you joined the gym?
Yeah, that was the plan. Well, I wasn't gonna drop it, so I said the only way, pretty much, we're gonna see this through is if we put hands on each other.
So what happened?
Old Bud left the state, didn't he? It's usually what happens to people that want to trouble with me.
Fair enough. Thanks, Ty.
Right here, next one. You said you don't watch much tape on your opponents. Do your coaches watch tape on who you're preparing for?
Hope so.
Greg has said that after MMA, he wants to kind of jump into the boxing world. He himself says he has some of the better boxing in MMA.
He
yeah.
said that?
Yeah, this was past
Fuck
fights.
me dead. What's he watching?
And then his last fight, it seems he gassed out in the first round pretty heavily. So is the game plan just get him out of the first? And
I'm coming forward. I'm coming forward. So my pressure, everyone's seen me fight before. I can punch on for 15 minutes. This time I'm ready to punch on for 25 minutes. And now he's talking about not going to the ground. Well, fuck, let's do it. Let's do it.
And then he is kind of a polarizing name in the States. A lot of people hate him. A lot of people, they tune in to watch him fights. Have you felt any more magnitude on your fight specifically for this fight week?
What's magnitude mean?
Like, have you felt more eyes on your fight knowing you're fighting Greg Hardy?
Well, we're fighting on Connor's card. So this is the biggest card of the this is the hoorah. So, but this is an exciting fight. This is going to be two big fellas in the middle of the ring, and well, this is the storyline apparently. So, fucking, I'm ready.
Tai, the first time I had even heard about this fight, or the idea of it, was when Hardy put on Instagram, "Hey Tai, let's bang." What was your reaction when you saw that?
Well, Greg Hardy's name come up when my last opponent pulled out, and then I said yes. It was in, meaning I would fight him that weekend, but then he wanted a camp or something like that. I don't know why they asked me for him. And then after the fight, they pretty much said, I would fight again if I stay in America on short notice again, but they said Greg would fight and whatever. So I kind of knew that it was Greg after my last fight. So, bro, it's just a name. I don't really care. We fight, man. I'm going to get in there and punch on regardless.
I mean, that's sort of your character. So what is your actual motivation? I mean, some guys are chasing titles or chasing paydays. What do you think about when you go to accept a fight?
I chase the money. I'm in this to feed my son. In this to give him a better life, you know. In this for him not to go and do this shit and bleed for your money, you know. I want to give him a good education and give him some stuff, you know, I didn't really get. So, and if I got to bleed for that, well then sweet, I'm all for it.
I'm trying to get on board with you mentally with the shoey thing. I mean, I'm a good hang, but it's the spitting part that really.
You never see me get COVID. I told you, this is the vaccine. I've been telling you this for years. A bit of spit, you know, does a lot.
Do you have a story of your favorite shoey that we haven't seen, either your grossest one or your highest profile one?
Yeah, I've had a few bad ones, real bad ones. 50 plus people spit. I know, there's something wrong with me, but I've accepted it.
Okay, final question on the shoey. When was your first and what was the situation, please?
I can't even remember. The shoey in Australia really is that's why I'm so amazed that it's become so big. It wasn't I kind of made my grave and after laying it now. So, but it's just a natural thing in Australia. So it's just, fuck, what a way to get the party started and taking someone's shoe off and just, you know what I mean? It gets the blood pumping.
Hey, Tai, over here on your right.
Yo.
Tai, your last few fights, you've really traveled quite a lot for a lot of them. When you have that kind of travel and you want to just, you obviously got to lock in. Do you have a particular routine for these long trips from the plane to the fight week?
Nope. I'm tired of shit right now. I landed yesterday. No, not really. Just train, get my work in. Usually fight day, I'll just sleep and just wake up and get the party started.
I know there hasn't been a lot of it in the last year, but are you somebody who likes to kind of sightsee a little bit when you travel for fights, or do you keep it in the hotel?
It's depending if I can see or not.
Thank you.
Tai, over here on your left. In a surprising move, the UFC announced that Cyril Gane will face Derek Lewis for the interim heavyweight title. I just want to get your thoughts on that.
Big fight. Cyril Gane's probably, he's the next, he looks like the next best thing. But man, Derek's a bluer, and I wouldn't rule Derek out for sure.
And we've talked a lot about how you're well known for celebrating your victories with a shoey. What's your favorite beer to use for one?
Drink West.
Fair enough. And a victory for you on Saturday night would result in a 3-fight win streak. Is it safe to say that you'd be looking for a ranked opponent next, assuming you win on Saturday?
Yeah, that's the plan. I wanna put Greg away in good style, and then I wanna start aiming at that top 15 again and start having a run back up there. I'm not in a rush. I feel I got a lot of years left in me, especially in fighting, and I'm not in a rush. Keep trying to get more money. Keep trying to feed my family. That's why I do this, man.
And you mentioned that you had to stay in a car park for this camp. Can you elaborate on some of the challenges of training in Australia for this past camp?
Other than the last couple of weeks, it's been fine. I've got to get all my training in. I feel fit. It was just the last couple of weeks we had to do our sparring down in the car park. That's nothing. That's really the only thing. But other than that, it's been sweet. I'm just excited to get it over with and get to one of these pool parties. I heard Vegas is fully open again, so let's go.
And last one for me. I just want to get your thoughts and prediction on the main event.
Ooh, I'm a fan of both. I like both guys, but I think McGregor has to win, like to keep him up there. So we'll go McGregor.
Thanks, Ty.
Thank you.
Hey, Ty. In the
Hey.
back here.
Yo.
You mentioned that, the Shui being an Australian tradition. I was wondering, how much, there's also a tradition in Australia, of course, of trash talk, sledging. And I'm curious how much you grew up in the sledging culture and how much you bring that to the fight game.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm fast off the top.
Yeah.
But I don't really sledge many. Like, I'm not really a sledge, am I? But it's more. Well, Titty got into a sledge with me and he fucking disappeared. So you can start if you want, but I'll go for days, months, years. Titty's still getting thrown around.
What was the sledging culture growing up?
Oh, Australia, we're good for it. We're off the top. You have to be good, or that's kind of our personality, you know what I mean? We're in it for a laugh. It's good to have a laugh and that. I suppose if you get a bit cut, you're gonna have you'll have a hard time growing up in Australia. That's for sure.
Right on.
Hey, Ty, can I ask you to expand a little bit on when you're flying into Las Vegas and this is the first fight card, UFC fight card here in Vegas with a full house, T-Mobile Arena on this card. Can you kind of expand on your thoughts, your feelings of being here in Vegas, fighting on this card, what it means to you, and just the significance of this, being back?
Excited. I was there for Mark's fight against Brock Lesnar at T-Mobile Arena, and I walked out with him, and I felt that, you know what I mean? I felt that energy, and that's not you. That's not you walking out yourself. So I'm really excited to feel that energy from the people and the crowd, man. It gives me that spark, you know what I mean? It makes me want to go out there and fucking get it on. So I'm excited. I'm pumped. Ready for the crowd, man. I'm ready for the people to be back.
Any more questions? Thank you all.
Thank you.
The undefeated Sean O'Malley, of course. Another fight week for you. Will give us the feelings right now ahead of another big fight for you.
I feel good. I'm excited. The crowds are back, and I clearly don't need them to go out there and perform. I've proved that, and but the fact that they're coming back, it ups everything.
Yeah. Wouldn't be the Sugar Show without a little bit of drama, right? I mean, you get the late switch up in opponent, but you tweeted out, I think, not surprised. I mean, so were you just the whole time really mentally preparing to have to switch things up?
It was weird.